Are we live? Okay, everybody, we're live. Hello, fellow gamers. It's your boy Zero Ink and the Kickshaw Brothers. We are back with another gaming debate podcast. And basically, today's going to be a little different because it's the mid-season finale. We're going to have 6 more weeks after today of everything, and then the championship. But today's going to be done a little different. We have, instead of having 5 topics and 2 minutes per topic and everything like the original game show, we're just going to have one main topic of discussion, and we're actually going to talk about a couple of the games we've played, maybe give some suggestions. We're just going to have a fun little, take a little break from the gaming show and just have a gaming discussion. So each member of the panel will get 5 minutes to discuss what games they were playing, and then we'll move on to today's topic of discussion, which is the console wars. It's not going to be distasteful. It's not going to be we're not going to attack any other channel, because at the end of the day, everyone's free to do what they want with their channels. We're just going to explain our feelings upon the console war and what's been going on, because everybody's hit on it, so I figured it'd be a great topic of discussion for everyone to hit on. So we'll start it out. The order's going to be Axel, it's going to be Hatchet, then it's going to be Tsunami, then it's going to be Arch, and then it's going to be me. And let's get this started. So, Axel, what games have you been playing? What can you suggest for people? And how do you feel overall about this gen of gaming?
Lately, since August, I've been playing Until Dawn, which was a great game. Really suspenseful. Really, the graphics were great. Really fun. Really, really kept you interested in it. Really made you go through it to make the right choices, to see the full and different versions of each scenario that the character was put in. I've also been playing Metal Gear Solid 5, which is a really amazing game. It's definitely full of stuff to do. And if you're a huge Metal Gear follower or fan like I am, then this game is for you. Buy it. You will not be disappointed. You will be overwhelmed. You'll be thrilled. You get a story. It's long. It is. It's never ending. And lately, I've been just playing Destiny, The Taken King, the new DLC, which came out a couple of weeks, September 15th. It's full of so much stuff. I love it. I know a lot of my friends love it. I'm awesome at it. And yeah, I mean, there's so much
That's
stuff
up for debate. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
That's why.
Oh,
That's why I jumped.
yeah, and right now, primarily Destiny has been the game that I have been playing. It's actually in competition with also playing Metal Gear Solid 5, because I still have not yet beat that game, and I still want to. But every time I think I can put Destiny down because I finished this one part, something else pops up that I have to do, and it's very hard to go between back and forth of these two great games. For the upcoming game that I'm actually excited about is Fallout 4. That's one game that I cannot wait for, which comes out, I believe, in
Yay!
November. We've been waiting for this
November-
for so long. Yes.
November 10, I believe.
Yes, we've been waiting for this game for so long. It's going to come out. It's 2 months away. I'm excited. We got plenty of time to kill in between. And I believe this gen of console gaming is on spot. It's taken off. It was a bit rocky. We were a bit at a standstill. But it's definitely picking up with more stuff, more games coming out, more DLC coming out. They also released the trailer for the new DLC for Bloodborne that's coming out. Can't wait for that. I'm not alone in that, I know. Overall, I can't wait to see where the rest of it's going to take, where the rest of the future of this console gaming is going to take us. I'm just gonna enjoy the ride, and that's it.
That's fantastic, though. That was a great piece there, dude. See, this is gaming, though. Like all of us, everybody on the panel has been gaming for a long time,
It's
and
so beautiful that I'm sharing it here. Right.
we've definitely played a lot of different games. So anyway, on to Hatchet. Hatchet, same to you, man. What games have you been playing? What games have you enjoyed? And overall, what do you think about the console generation as a whole?
Let's see. Lately, I've been playing, the Taken King on Destiny. Of course, that's been taking up a lot of my time. I've been doing some GTA 5, trying to get caught up with my online profile because I've neglected that for so long. finished out Bloodborne. I didn't go through every little bit of everything on it, but I did enough on it to where I had fun, did what I had to do, and then just turned it in. Um, I'm right now just I have been playing a few of the free games on the PS4. Um, did some little bit of dabbling here and there with PlanetSide 2, but haven't really got into it because it's kind of boring when there's just nobody really to play with or talk to on there. So
Well, hit me up anytime, dude. I love that game, man.
Oh my god.
cheap plug there. Ting. Anyway,
Mm,
yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening with Fallout 4. I've been a big supporter of Bethesda games. I've played the entire Elder Scrolls series. I've played all the freaking Fallout games since PC. So I've been looking forward to Fallout 4. I'm kind of nervous about my pre-order on Black Ops 3. Um, I'm sad to say the only reason why I want it is for the zombies because I really couldn't care less about the multiplayer or storyline. But yeah, so far like this gen for consoles has been pretty legit. I mean, I haven't had any problems. Like I've heard horror stories from other people about their consoles and the gaming and all that stuff. But I've had plenty of titles to play. I've had no technical bugs or issues with the console controller, the camera, none of it. It's been, and I like and I've been using and abusing the extra features, the downloadable apps like the Funimation app and WWE Network and stuff like that. So far as a whole, dude, I'm loving this next gen. I'm gonna be saving up to try to get me an Xbox One so I can see what's all happening on that front. But other than that, that's all I gotta say about that.
Well, that was good. I mean, I mean, everyone's got their own experiences this gen. So let's move right on to Tsunami. What do you think of the gen as a? What do you think the gen as a whole? And what do you think? What type of games have you been playing? And what have you played? What have you enjoyed? Let's hear it.
everything sucks. It all sucks. Life sucks. No, I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
kicked. No.
Well, he's gonna just go over to your balcony and jump himself
I
off
figure,
again.
everyone else is being positive. We gotta have one negative Nancy. That's just the way it's gotta be.
Well, robot's not here, and neither is Slovan. So
Or Wolf.
um. Well, let's see. I just got done playing Mad Max. I played Until Dawn. We did 2 reviews on those. If you guys haven't seen our reviews on Until Dawn and Mad Max, you should go check them out because they turned out really well.
I recommend a Mad Max one. The first minute is pretty hilarious.
But if you haven't seen those reviews, go ahead and check them out. I'm looking forward to a bunch of games this Christmas season, obviously, because we have a bunch more reviews to do. So I'm going to give you a game's actual list of games that I'm going to personally be playing and the reviews that we're going to be doing. Now, actually, I can't give you the entire list that I'm going to be reviewing because we decided to stagger it so that me and Zero can come out with reviews without having to do super long because we want to add in RPGs. A lot of reviewers don't do RPGs because they take so long to play. But if you give one to one guy, the only ones that do the RPGs pretty much are Game Informer, excuse me, and IGN and places like that. But most smaller reviewers won't do them, but we're going to. So stay stay tuned for those. But here's the list of stuff that we are looking forward to. Let's see. We're starting off on the 6th. We have Disgaea and Transformers Devastation. On the I'm lost because all my circles are gone. Oh no!
Great list, bro.
Um,
It is. I had no idea it was another
on the
Transformers
20th,
game.
hey man, I'm tired too. Leave me alone. On the 20th, it's Tales of Zestria. Oh, that's what it was on the 13th. Excuse me. The 13th, it's Dragon Quest. The 20th is Tales of Zestria. The 23rd is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. The 3rd is Earth Defense Force 4.1. The 6th is Call of Duty Black Ops. The 10th is Fallout 4 and Alakini's Gun. The 17th is Star Wars Battlefront, which I don't know. Are you going to be picking that one up, Skeeth?
Which one?
Star Wars.
I'm on the fence about that one right now. I haven't made up my final decision quite yet.
Me too. I had a pre-order of
I'm
it, but
just
then I
curious
canceled it for
too.
Fallout.
Gotcha. Well, Fallout's going to be really good. Everybody knows that Fallout's going to be really good. Let's see. So we got Battlefront, and then we don't know if there's going to be a release date for December on Just Cause or Rainbow Six, which got pushed back from October, and that really sucks. But that's okay because there's a huge list of games coming out. I think this is going to be a really great Christmas season. It's going to be fun for no matter what console you play on. There's just a whole mess of games. And like I said, I played Until Dawn, Mad Max. We're doing Destiny right now. Actually, everybody on this board is on Destiny right now, trying to get their
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Unfortunately, Ark's just saying that because he's on the bottom. He used to be really good. I don't know what
Oh, shut up. You barely got to
happened.
level 290 today.
Filthy casuals were all exposed. All of us are exposed.
But yeah, no, there has been a huge mess of games, especially this year. So I'm looking forward to see what they do next year because even more should be coming out. They've had plenty of time to start making games for both systems. And that's pretty much all I got.
Alrighty. Great.
Wow.
Great. Well, let's keep this moving. On to you, Arch. What have you been playing? What have you played? What have you enjoyed? And what do you think of the console generation as a whole altogether?
Alright. Well, like how everybody else called us out on here, we've all been stuck on Destiny because of TTK, which I gotta admit was actually good job for Bungie. They did a lot of improvements to the general AI. There's a whole more diverse interactive story. The light level system is pretty good. It's very improved. I like it. I really do like it. But back in August, I was playing Until Dawn, like how Axel said, great game. Scared the living shit out of me at points. I've also been playing. I've still been playing Advanced Warfare because it is a fun game to pass the time. I've also been playing some of the indie titles that are like Limbo when they release it free from the store. Rocket League, that's a really fun game. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, which is my personally favorite game of this year because it's just a beautiful story. And that's pretty much it. I also do go back to PlayStation 3 from time to time, but that's old gen, this is new gen. We'll talk about that instead. And what I think about the consoles in general for this year is, like how your brother said, we got off to a rocky start. There were very little third-party titles. They were mostly focused on first-party deals. But when it got more and more into their second year of being already released, that's when we started to see the creativity. We got Destiny, we got Advanced Warfare, we got Bloodborne, we got the Gears of War series once again, we got Halo 5 again, or with Halo 4 coming out. Sorry, I mixed up. We got the Halo series, Forza, Just Cause, Crackdown. We got a lot of games coming out for this generation coming this year and next year. And some of the 5 games that I recommend for people out there watching this right now is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. That is a must, even if you're not a big fan, because it is just a really, really great experience to enjoy. Destiny: The Taken King. Okay, we get it. It's Destiny, but you know what? They made up for the lackluster story from the beginning. They made up for it. They really improved on it. Until Dawn, because it's a great game for quick time event games. They're really underrated, but they are some of the best storytelling games ever. I also recommend Bloodborne if you don't have it, or if you do got it, keep on playing it. Don't get rusty because the new Hunters is coming out soon. I mean, the old Hunters, the DLC is coming out sometime next year. I don't know when, but I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for Black Ops 3. Like Alhachi said for zombies, but I do play multiplayer a little bit more often because I like the competitiveness. I'm definitely excited for Fallout 4. I've played Fallout 4. I've played Fallout games before. I've played Bethesda games before. Started with Elder Scrolls 3. I fell in love with them. They were just great titles. Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So I recommend Fallout 4 if you get to get it. And I'm still a bit iffy about Battlefront. I did pre-order it at first, but then I canceled it because I'm not too sure about it still. But overall, my experience with the next gen consoles was great. I'm thinking about saving the money to buy an Xbox One because there's no point in fighting over it. They're both great consoles. They have their own flaws. Just play games, man. That's the whole point of the damn thing. And that's all I gotta say.
Alrighty. Way to go, Arch. Way to go. All right, I guess it's on to me. What have I been playing? Let's see. I've been playing a lot of games. I got through The Wolf Among Us, which I thought was just an awesome, awesome game. Walking Dead Season 2, I was a little disappointed with. It wasn't as impactful as Season 1, but I was like, it is what it is. But Wolf Among Us, I just adored. I did Dragon Ball Xenoverse. That was an awesome experience in terms of fighting games. Like if you like fighting games, it's one of those games that you can learn. It's got an easy system to pick up. It's got a easy system to learn, but a hard system to master. It's really, really good, especially competitively. Dragon Ball Xenoverse is a great game overall. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be another Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball Z game, and it turned out they really revamped everything, made it really big. It feels like Dragon Ball Z, which is rare. Alien Isolation, of course, everyone who knows me knows I adore that game. That's probably one of my top 5 this gen, just because it was just so good. I mean, in terms of being an aliens game, even some of the indie games, Mercenary Kings was fantastic. It ended up coming out this gen. Then you had Strider. You had the Strider reboot, which was an awesome experience. You had so many different games already coming out. I played Until Dawn and Bloodborne. Both games are really, really good. You got Halo coming out. You've got Forza coming out. You got Fable. You've got Crackdown coming out for this gen. You've got Street Fighter V. You've got Uncharted 4. You've got Horizon Zero Dawn. You've got Quantum Break. You've got let's see. Let's get into some Nintendo stuff. You had Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. You had the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. You had, just a mess. Mario 3D World. You had all these different games for this gen that it's hard not to pick a system that you're going to enjoy. Especially, I know a lot of people get on Nintendo and they go, well, you shouldn't really. But if you don't have it yet, all those games are available to you. Everything that's on Nintendo is available to you. So if you don't have it yet, it's still a good purchase to get as of now. You might have your, like for the people who bought it day one, yeah, I can see you guys having a little bit of a drought in terms of games exclusively. But that doesn't mean for people who don't have it not to go out and get it, because it has a lot of great games to go out and get. So I recommend everybody get all, if you can afford it, get all 3 systems. If you can only afford one, pick the one your friends are on, pick the one that you enjoy. But overall, the feeling I have about this gen is just, it's been fun. I finished Mad Max. I platinumed Mad Max. I platinumed Until Dawn. I platinumed Bloodborne. So, I'm having a blast with this gen. There's really nothing I haven't played. I'm really looking forward to Persona 5. I'm really looking forward to Disgaea 5. I'm really looking forward to Dragon Quest, the new Dragon Quest. And not only just Dragon Quest Heroes, but they've got the new Dragon Quest as well, the Dragon Quest 11, I believe. So they've got all these new experiences coming out, and I realize a lot of people, they're like, oh, those are weeaboo games, those are games you shouldn't really, but they're RPGs. Like, I've been missing JRPGs. I've been missing a wide amount of RPGs. And with everything I've played, of course, I've been on Destiny's Taken King. Everything's revamped, from the questing system to the the multiplayer to the the way they set up the armor. I mean, it just feels very, very full. They really took to heart what people were saying, and they fixed a lot of things. It has a storyline now. It might be still pretty short, but it has a storyline that you can pay attention to. So,
I like this.
there's just tons of different games to play, like on all systems. And if you don't know that at this point, then I don't know what to tell you. Like everybody who hasn't made the jump, make the jump to the new gen. All the systems have something for you to play. Every single system has something for you to play. I recommend everybody make the jump. It's okay. Keep your old system too. Okay, keep the old system for all the games you haven't played yet, but definitely make the jump because this holiday season, because there's no better time to have all three systems, in my opinion. And then of course PC, that's always good. So I'm not really gonna. I mean, they have such a wide variety of games. No matter where you go or what you do, they're always gonna have something for everybody to play. So for me, I just say, make the jump to the next gen, because there's definitely some great games coming out, and there's definitely some great games on the horizon. And really, that's all I got.
Fuck you guys then.
No, I didn't have my effects up yet, Ark. Hold on.
Yeah, you are definitely missing your effects. Yeah, but I do recommend, guys. I do recommend for any fighter, the Xenoverse is great. For survival horror, you've got games like Until Dawn and Alien Isolation. For RPGs, open world, you've got Dragon Age, Inquisition, and you've got Mad Max, and you've got Batman, and you've got. I mean, there's just a mess of open world games right now. So you've got all those. You've got.
Hold on. I also like to make one quick recommendation I forgot. For those of you that have not played the Uncharted series since it first came out on the PS3, the Uncharted collection will be coming out this December. I would suggest you go pick it up because that is another great franchise right there. If you're planning on getting Uncharted 4, play the collection first so you can understand the story. Alright, go on. Zero.
You're not coming through on the mic there, bro.
Seriously?
There we go. I actually was agreeing with Ark. I apologize. My mic was not all the way plugged in. I failed.
Oh, I thought it was me. I'm like, fuck me? No, don't tell me my mic is messing up already.
No, I was agreeing with you because Nathan Drake has a really long history, and it's really good.
Yes. Great games. A lot of great games.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of great games on the horizon, and not any system like, okay, since we are going to be talking about the console war, don't listen to anyone when they say none of these systems have any games, because every single system has something for somebody to play. That's just the way that it is, I mean.
If people say they don't have games, it's because they don't have games that is preferred to them. They're niche gamers. They prefer to play first person. So, say I'm a niche gamer, right? And I only play first person. I'll tell you, Zero, that there are no games on PS4 or on Xbox. Don't get them. And of course, you're proving me wrong because there's a shitload of games on both systems. A lot.
But even first person, like, it depends on the first person. Like, I mean, if you're really a first person fan, I mean, games like Alien Isolation or what's that new one that just came out with on PlayStation 2? It was Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, Outlast. All these games are first-person view. You also have free-to-play games like Warframe is fantastic, and a lot of the free-to-play games. I play Blacklight Retribution too. You have games like what's that other one on Xbox? It's a massive online Smite. You have Smite on Xbox. You have, a lot of different games to play. It's not like, there's a lack of games, and you get free games, free indie games, and free games every month. So
those indie games are actually a lot more better than those AAA titles.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's just a lot to do, I mean. And it also depends on the difficulty, if you're really into, like, difficult games, you've got games like Spelunky, Like I know Hatchet knows about Spelunky. That game.
We all know about Spelunky, man.
On and off, on and off. It's one of those difficult games, man. It'll take you back to the days.
Literally, while we're having this conversation, I'm playing right now because waiting for my turn.
We'll talk. It's a discussion board, Jeff.
Well, alrighty. Let's move on to the next topic. This is basically open for discussion. So anyone who doesn't want to talk about, and this is a subject I don't cover a lot on my channel. This is a situation we don't cover a lot. So I'm just going to cover it. This is going to be one podcast. It's going to be one time covered. We may cover it further down the road if it's still continuing, but it's going to be very, very rare that we cover this. But the reason why we're covering it is because Phil Spencer recently came out and he basically said that he found the console wars distasteful. Now, he's one of the first execs ever, going all the way back to the NES days, because the NES days, they used to take jabs at each other all the time. NES and Sega used to take jabs at each other all the time. This is the first exec in a long list of execs that has actually come out and found the console war distasteful. And I think for me it comes down to, because of the way the console war is being perpetuated this gen. I think this is the worst gen in terms of just the perpetuation of this type of thing. But I'll let everybody give their thoughts on it. Everybody's got 5 minutes to answer. So I'll go to you first, Axel. Phil Spencer came out and he said, I find it distasteful. Why do you think an exec so high up on the chain would have the need to come out and talk about the console wars like he has?
Well, considering the fact that he's an executive for Xbox, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, some people could see this as, not a power play, but they could see it as, trying to win sympathy, playing the sympathy card, trying to see that you are like the bigger man, as they would put in some situations. But I mean, he could also mean it honestly that he does find it distasteful. I mean, in his whole interview, he did say that it's changed. The game industry has changed from rather than who has the better piece of plastic rather than who's just playing for video games. And that point, I mean, in that sense, in that statement, I can agree with him because I remember back in the day, and so do you guys, that it wasn't about a console. It was just about games. Who had the better game? Who had the new for 64? It was like Mario, then Zelda, then it was Super Smash Brothers, then Mario Party, then Donkey Kong, Kirby, and Fox, Star Fox as well. And then as it moved on, it went to PlayStation, Super Nintendo. Also, don't forget that, Sega. It just came out to all the games. Like, who had the game? It didn't matter who had the console. I mean, just because you had the console could also mean that you had a better game for it. Doesn't mean that the hardware was better. All the hardware back then was pretty early. It wasn't in the best stances, so to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't personally think I don't find anything wrong with what Phil Spencer said. I mean, if he himself as an executive can see that it's a bit distasteful, then maybe there is a shining light in the future for this war to come to an end soon. Maybe people will wake up and finally see that they've been bickering over nothing instead of going against each other. If you just play together, you'd enjoy it a lot more. You get more out of your experience and more out of your money.
Yeah.
What was the other part of the question?
Oh, I was just wondering. And you know what? I'll also add this in there. Overall thoughts on the console war for you personally. I mean, because he expressed his personal views on the console war. Let's get everybody's personal view on the console war.
All right.
At the end of each topic.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, for my personal view on the console war, I really, I used to, when I was young, okay, and during the beginning of the console war, like with PS3 and Xbox 360, I was part of it. But you know what? I wasn't really part of it because I had the 360 and the PS3. I loved both, okay. I did game a little bit more on the 360, mainly because there were just like a little bit more games, and more of my friends did play on the 360. You know,
Yeah, a
but
lot of
I
people
didn't
took that
neglect
stance though.
I didn't neglect my PS3. Okay, like Mass Effect. When I first heard about Mass Effect, they said it was on the Xbox. It was on the 360, and I played it for the PS3 because I was like, you know what? I played it. I've given enough time to 360. Let me go back to my PS3. Let me go back to my roots and discover what I liked about it. Um, but overall, I now as I've grown up, playing in the gaming industry, um, I don't really see the point in the war, in this console war anymore. This back and forth, it's gonna be the same thing, okay? And what gamers have to realize is that this is the war right now, okay, between two things. In a few years, 10 years, 20 years, there may be a console that a new company comes out with that knocks both Sony and Microsoft out of the water. Okay, and then when that time does come, or if and when it comes, you guys are going to be joining hands together, fighting for the defense of your own of your favorite console. Okay, the new console might be taking shots at the old consoles, and you together will defend your old console. Be like, it was great for its time.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
we do it with Nintendo all the time. And we do it with Sega, and we do it with the Atari, and for its time. I mean, that was cutting edge technology back then. So I
Well, yeah,
mean,
but the day that would actually just surprise me or actually make me happy, like feeling that the gaming industry is coming far, is when the day that I see that, like, if somebody's nagging or knocking the Xbox One or the PS4, that an Xbox gamer stands up and defends the PS4, or a PS4 gamer stands up and defends the Xbox One. That would be the day where you can actually see there's going to be a huge movement coming, or a big change. You know?
yeah, yeah, some really good points in that. Is that your time?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Well, no, that was great, and you hit on a lot of different things, and you also talked about him, in terms of being in exec for Xbox, and but to be honest, it's I'll get to me later, but I'll move on to Hatchet. Um, uh, all right, Hatchet, same to you. Phil Spencer recently came out. He said the console war is distasteful. Now, being an old school gamer like you are, and all of us are, you know that this is the first time an exec has actually come out and actually just really got on the console war as being distasteful. Most of the execs, they end up playing into the console war. So, what are your thoughts on that, and what is your overall views on the console war itself?
Well, for him to come out and say, the whole thing's distasteful. I mean, it's seriously, it's goes back to a thing that's been commonplace since the dawn of man. I mean, pretty much, that whole freaking, my army's better than your army. My dad can beat up your dad. My Ford is better than your Chevy. People going back and forth, just arguing about shit. And that's what this whole argument is. It's shit. And the level of, the whole level that this thing has taken, it's gotten to people freaking stooping to lows that are just freaking ridiculous. You got people that go online and spout out a lot of disinformation, a lot of stupidity, you know, stuff that's pure speculation, rumor has it, he said, she said. There's no real basis to any of the arguments that people are putting out. You know, Axel hit it on the head. It's one of those things where back in the day, it wasn't about the console. It was about it was about the game. It was about did it have a story? Was it fun? Was it something that you and your boys could get in on? Was it something that it was something that brought us together, and now it's something that is basically irreparably freaking driven everybody apart. Like,
Yeah.
you got people fighting just for the sake of fighting. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I mean, I've had fun playing PC games, playing PS4. I played I played around on my buddy's Xbox One at work. I've checked out freaking. I've played some games on the Wii U, the Wii. Like I've made no bones about it. I've been playing since Atari. I've played Atari games. I've owned almost every console out there. I mean, and I've had fun with it. And the only time I haven't had fun is when people suck the fun out of it.
Yep, like leeches.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if only I could find a. No, never mind. But it's one of those things where it's just, there's people that, you'll be playing games with your boys, and they're like, "Oh, dude, this game sucks. It's so much better on the Xbox. Oh, it's so much better, playing this on my freaking, playing it on another console." And there's no, okay, everybody else is having fun. Why you got to be a killjoy? I mean,
Yeah.
basically you can walk your sorry little retarded ass off a cliff. That's, but for people that are generally detached from the situation, which is usually the execs, the people that are just there to pump out consoles, pump out freaking accessories, try to make that money, and just for them to just come out, have one who's normally detached come out and say, yeah, this is getting ridiculous. This is kind of stupid. It speaks volumes that it's now getting to a corporate level, an executive level, to where they're now realizing that our client base, our freaking consumer base is fucking stupid, violent, ridiculous, like outlandish at times, And personally, for me, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. There's so many other things that we could be freaking, using our energies on, instead of just, yeah, my my PlayStation could totally like whoop your Xbox, like just hands down. Yeah, no, dummy, shut your mouth. Play your games. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No.
But other than that, freaking. Yeah, basically that's my overall thought on the whole thing. Is just shut up and play your games, play with your friends, enjoy this while you have it, because who knows, there's something big, there's always something bigger and better around the corner, and um, this could go by the wayside for the next big thing, or situation has it, you probably it's always a constant, death and taxes.
Yep. Things go away. Things change. Enjoy it when you have it. It might be that these developers and a lot of these developers, you see a lot of the first party devs and everybody else just start leaving the industry because a lot of the developers are getting older. You're seeing more newer developers get into the industry, and some of them really don't know how to build a lot of these games. You've seen it with a lot of different things, with a lot of different games. So it comes down to they've got to learn, and it may cause even more of a downfall to gaming, and that's the whole thing that worries me, is the fact that it's going to be gone. So why not enjoy it? Why not have fun? Why not enjoy everything while we got it? That makes sense.
Do not kill what you love, man. If you're that miserable playing it, then don't fucking play it.
Yeah, don't buy it.
Go play with yourself, man. Fucking self-love is best love.
Alrighty, Tsunami, on to you. Recently Phil Spencer came out and said he found the console wars distasteful, and as I've said before, he's the first executive in a long list of execs to actually do that, in terms of this is just getting out of hand. So what do you think about that, and what are your overall thoughts on the console war?
I think it's been out of hand. And I think that we should go back to firing walls.
Well,
That I don't even remember that YouTube channel you and I were watching the other day, where that guy walked up in GameStop and had that debate with. He walked up in the middle of GameStop and was having a debate with one of the managers there, and I kind of hope that manager got fired. I feel really bad to say, but that was unprofessional as hell to be having going on in a business.
Yeah.
Number one, and number two, more people started getting involved. So it wasn't just him and the manager anymore. And all of a sudden, he's ticked off people in the store,
Yep.
and it's just like Hatchet said, it sucks the fun out of everything. I mean, you walk into a GameStop to go in and buy a game, you're looking forward to having some fun playing your system, and here you got some guy in there talking about how great Xbox is or how great PlayStation 4 is, and they're screaming and yelling and pissing everybody off. You know what I mean? I mean that's not okay. And you got all these little kids around seeing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it really just kind of bothers me that people really don't have any tact anymore at all. Um, and I mean zero tact. It's all about just bashing each other.
Yeah.
Um, it, that's the part that I think bugs me the most is the fact that people just bash each other and they have no um, remorse about how they do it. They'll go ahead and just they won't they'll start it'll start with the system, and then it'll start becoming personal, and they start personally attacking each other. That's what I mean. The whole thing to me is just one huge mess. I'm really hoping that more execs do what Phil Spencer did and just come out and say, "Hey guys, enough is enough." Because in the end, it should be like us, like our board here. We all play on Destiny, and it's not us versus each other. It's us trying to work together against the developer and the puzzle that they created for us to defeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't be jumping together and going and attacking somebody on any system or console whatsoever. Um, that's pretty much my thoughts on this situation. I really don't like it myself. I never have. Of course, I was a part of that war where I didn't get an Xbox 360.
Oh gosh.
Whoa!
What was that?
Who died?
Okay. Go ahead, Tsunami.
Um. So, anyways, I was a part of that war earlier on too myself, only because it wasn't. It was more in self-defense than anything, because when you had so many people playing on the Xbox 360, and there was a ton of people playing on the Xbox 360,
Yeah.
I had a PlayStation 3, so it people would consistently attack me and be like, "Oh, PlayStation 3 sucks, and why do you have that system?" And blah, blah, blah. And I wouldn't even say anything to these people. Like, they'd ask me what I game on. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm on PlayStation 3," and they'd be like, "Oh, why are you on PlayStation 3? It sucks." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, because that's the system that I chose. I mean, whoa, why does it? It may suck for you, but it doesn't have to suck for me." So why don't we leave it at it sucks for you? And they always just want to push how much better, you know what I mean, Xbox 360 was about than the PlayStation 3. And when I got on the 360, it was the exact same. 2 years later, I think it was maybe 3 years later, I was on the 360. The only difference being, and I will admit this, um, is they had a way better Xbox Live was just way better for playing together with people than Sony had originally for their servers. The Xbox servers were way better. But that was really the only difference, and that's actually all I really used my Xbox for, because everything was pretty much the same except for the exclusives to each system.
Yeah.
Everything was almost the exact same. You could barely tell the difference, and the people that tell you they can tell the difference in graphics are usually full of shit. The only ones who can are computer programmers. I'm leaving you guys out. Yes, I am. Computer programmers can tell the difference. They can see the little nuances and stuff in graphics, but for the average human eye, the average player, or even up to the good player, you're not going to tell the difference. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So, um, But yeah, like I said, the war's stupid, and that's pretty much all of my thoughts on that topic.
Alrighty. Well, let's move on to Arch.
Who hopefully doesn't drop his mic and die.
Yeah, yeah. Arch, welcome back. So anyway, Phil Spencer came out, and he's one of the first executives in a long line of executives throughout the years of gaming that has come out and found the console wars distasteful. What are your thoughts on what he said, and what is your overall feelings on the console war itself?
What Phil Spencer said was true. This console war is distasteful. It's getting way too out of hand. Let me take you back to when Nintendo's executive Iwata died. People insulted the man even though he died just recently. They said that his idea with the Nintendo 3DS was shit. He brought Nintendo down to shit because of the Wii U. They just insulted the man's legacy when he had just passed away, and that really sickened me. I mean, okay, I get it. You didn't like his ideas. So the fuck what? That doesn't give you the right to disrespect the dead. Have respect. Give your condolences. That's what the point is for. When someone passes away, a big person like that, give your condolences. Don't be an asshole about it. And that's what really that's what pisses me off too. Like we're fitting the stereotype on people that are against the gaming community. We're fitting the stereotype that feminists have, like Anita Sarkeesian, where they say that we're just sexist savages who just want men to be the dominant power. We're putting it that way because even so, we still make fun of female characters.
Yeah.
And savages, well, the Iwata situation was the main reason I had. But not only that, the people, and I'm gonna say this, the people who only go to every single pro channel or any other review channel out there on YouTube just to attack, you are a fucking despicable human being, and I have no sympathy for you. You don't deserve to fucking live. Because you're just out there giving death threats to people who are out there trying to make an honest living. You insult those who are dead. You insult those by wishing death upon them. You even bring fucking death upon their own families. You don't deserve to live. That's why this console war's gotten way too out of hand. It's At first it started as a simple little argument, but now it's gotten to the point where we just want to kill everybody who doesn't agree with our own point of view. If I say that Xbox One sucks, I'm gonna get death threats to me because I'm saying that Xbox One sucks. If I say that PC sucks, someone's gonna wish death upon me. Either way, we're not safe until this console war is dead. We're all gonna get these death threats, and sooner or later, someone's gonna act upon it, and someone will die.
Yeah, y'all smell like shrimp, but you weasel-faced lobsters.
Aw, how could you say that? I didn't even eat shrimp last night. No, I'm kidding.
But what was the second part? My overall view of the console war?
Yeah, just your overall view of the console war itself.
It's fucking stupid. That's really all I have to say. The console war is stupid. I will admit that I did take part of it at first because I got a PS3 not a 360, but I regret not getting the 360 because they had a better internet server and they actually had some pretty good games that I really wanted to play. But that's it. After I managed to get a 360, my brother got a 360 and I managed to play it. I didn't participate anymore in the console wars. It was like, they're the same. I see the little differences. The controller's a little better. There's these tiny little differences, but fanboys make such a big deal out of it that they're like, oh, our controller's better. Fuck you, Sony. Or we don't. So what? Look what happened now. PS4's controller's better. PS4's not paying for internet, and PS4's a superior console, but so is Xbox. They have their own flaws. They have their strengths. There's absolutely no point in continuing on with the console war because it's never going to end. We're going to find every little thing that we can and just make a huge argument out of it, and it's going to look bad. It's going to look bad from that 1% of people that just want to do this for the fun of it. It's going to look bad on the 99% that just want to be there and play the games. We're going to get attacked by politicians. We're going to get attacked by advocates. We're going to get attacked by civil rights groups because we're going to be violating a shitload of civil rights, and this work is going to further chaos, and we're going to get attacked by our own community itself. And that's pretty much it.
Alrighty. Well, that was a lot of good points from all of you. And for me, oh man, I've been so, and it's not really my fault, but I'm stuck in like this mode. Um, because here's the thing, okay? This is the first time I think ever that people are purposely telling lies. Okay, people are not understanding why people are saying show your credibility. Like, I mean, you're like, what are you worried about what another man does for? Well, we're worried about it because you have the ability to influence others. Okay, so make sure your information is as solid as it can possibly be. You have the ability to influence younger kids. Younger kids watch YouTube. Younger kids watch gaming channels. You have the ability to influence all these different purchases, all these different people. Even if you influence just one person, okay, you're influencing that person not to go with the opposite, system. And Phil Spencer coming out and saying this, I think it has a lot to do with that. Because imagine this, okay? You go to a Xbox Pro channel, okay, or a PlayStation Pro channel, and this is for any exec. Any exec comes out and says this, and you say something that's a lie about the opposing competitor's system, okay? Once that person finds out that you lied to them, that system is gone. Okay, that system is gone. Not that they hate the system or whatever. It's just because you lied to them. So they're like, okay, you know what? I don't want this system anymore. They lied to me. I shouldn't have gotten this, da-da-da. Every lie you tell compounds upon each other. So every lie, every misrepresentation of the consoles, everything you say works actually against Microsoft if you're not telling the truth about Sony. Like, seriously, if you're not telling the truth about Sony, you're actually working against what Microsoft is trying to do, which is make Microsoft seem like the best console choice. Okay? Not bashing the competition, not saying they don't have any games, not saying Nintendo's weeaboo and for, young kids only and adults can't play them. Because you all know, I mean, at the end of the day, we all play different types of games, whether it be in real life, whether it be in, our hobbies. Bowling is a game. Football is a game, okay? And everyone likes to make that comparison too. They go, well, it's like rooting for your own football team. I was all, no, it's not, because here's the difference. I don't go and say, oh, well, Tom Brady was taking steroids, that's why they beat us that day. Okay, that everyone would look at that and be like, okay, you are lying right now. No, he's not a good quarterback. He takes steroids. I don't have any proof of it, but he does. I know he does. He takes steroids. And the wide receivers put sticky glue on their hands, and that's why they won. Okay, that's why they won. Everyone would look at you, any fan, even of the team that you're representing, and be like, are you high? Is there something wrong with you?
Not even are you high. Are you fucking retarded?
Yeah, what is wrong with you right now? Like, obviously there's no sticky. They check for that. Obviously there's no sticky on the ball because they would have known that. Obviously he's not taking steroids because they would have known that. All the drug testing they do now. So obviously, yes, there are some people that get away with that, but at the end of the day, that's not why a team loses or a team wins, okay? That's not why Microsoft, like a lot of pro channels like to say that PlayStation has no games. Then why are people buying it? I mean, you just got to ask yourself those simple questions. PlayStation, I had a dude try to tell me that PlayStation, the brand, was only worth $6 million total, even though their operating revenue is over $160 million. Now, just simple math will tell you there's something wrong with that. And what bugs me the most about this is you have Google. You have search engines. You have the internet. You have information at the drop of a hat. Yet you go to a lot of these channels, and these channels are misrepresenting a lot of the information. I don't understand it. Like, I mean, common sense will tell you that a lot of these pro channels, PlayStation included, like all of us on this panel do not condone any PlayStation gamer that threatens another gamer from another console, okay? We don't condone an Xbox. We don't condone any Xbox gamers that threaten anybody from other consoles. We don't condone any Nintendo gamers that do that, okay? We don't condone any of that, okay? That's just crazy. Yes, you have those fanatics, but they're a small minority to that, okay? But going in and harassing people at GameStops, going in and harassing people in their comment sections, This isn't cool, man, and we don't condone any of that, okay? But you need to understand the difference between what harassment is and what, just correcting the misinformation is. Okay, it's not harassment to go to a pro channel and say, you know what, he's actually wrong about this. Here's the correct information. Check it out. That's for the content creator so that he knows he was actually, mistaken. That's for anybody in the comments section. There is nothing wrong with correcting misinformation that's out there. That's not harassment. Harassment is when you go too far and you start insulting people for their personal choices and insulting people and calling them weeaboo, calling them stupid, calling them a retard, calling them all this other stuff for their own personal choices. Now, I don't care if you're on Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo or PC, but we all need to get back to that point where it's just fun and we can talk about games. This should show you how bad it's gotten, an exec coming out and saying something. Because if you look at the past, Nintendo, blast processing, you had Genesis does, you had digs being thrown at each other, all in good fun from each console, okay? You've always had that. But for an exec to say, you know what, the console war is distasteful, even though it does help push units, shows you how much misinformation is being spread. How many people are coming out and going, you know what, we're gamers, but we don't have any experience actually gaming. Now, there are a lot of gamers out there that have experience, and those are the ones you want to listen to. But don't sit here and even take their stuff with a grain of salt. And the reason being is even the smartest gamer can get it wrong. Okay, so take everything you see on YouTube, everything you see in gaming with a grain of salt. But don't harass people in GameStops. Don't harass people in public. Don't harass people by the decisions they make. Or little kids. Like, a lot of people don't realize, a lot of these kids in comment sections, they're young. So attack the points, don't attack the people. That's really all I got to say. And I think Phil Spencer's dead on. And I think, if you're going to want to talk about console wars, attack the points, don't attack the people. That's where people get this console war wrong. It's not fair for you to go up to someone and say they're retarded because they decided to choose PlayStation or because they decided to choose Xbox. And like I said before, every single one of these consoles have games to play for those of you who enjoy those different types of experiences. And that's really all I got on this.
Zero, you're retarded.
Well, I mean, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I can take that. I can take that. I know. Sometimes I really can be.
Oh, God, tell me about it.
Well, I mean, I thought this discussion went well. Overall, I think we're all in agreement that this console war, Phil Spencer coming out, shows a lot about what's going on in the community. I mean, at the end of the day.
I don't agree with what Ski said.
Well, before you attack Ski, let me say what I want to say.
Oh, man.
Well, now that Phil Spencer, a very high up executive of Microsoft, said this, it's gonna push the rock forward. It's gonna make a lot of other executives come out and say that this console war is pointless. This is a leading example. There's gonna be more people following Phil Spencer's words and saying that it is distasteful. There's no point to having this console war. Why can't we go back to the way it was before?
Exactly. Well, see, but here's my issue with that. Okay, here's my issue. Here's the problem I see happening. Now you're seeing a lot of pro channels, and actually it was funny because me and Tsunami were watching this today, that are already saying, oh, well, we're neutral now. But see, here's the problem. When you build 16,000 strong, 17,000 strong, 20,000 strong of people who were there for the console war, to go neutral, you are basically shooting yourself in the foot.
Oh, yeah,
Don't take this whole, oh, well, I'm going neutral now. In 2 weeks, I guarantee you a lot of these pro channels will go back to the pro news. I mean, the ones who heed Phil Spencer's warning will survive. The ones who don't, I just see them falling off.
You'll see them fall through the cracks. So, yeah, I see what you mean there. Like, yes, Phil Spencer is saying that a lot is like a sign, but it's also a warning to change your fucking act about this console war.
It doesn't make any sense. Everything on one console is the same. Like, there's never been a generation that has been so close in terms of architecture, in terms of games, in terms of the way they look. I mean, even at 900p and 1080p, the games are still the same games on each
Yes.
console.
Same thing.
I mean, aside from Nintendo, but Nintendo is separate from that because they're always doing their own thing.
Well, I guess that depends on if you're Skeeth, because Skeeth is a jelly monster.
I tell him every time about his jelly.
No,
He
he
needs to
said
stop.
you are a jelly man who is filled with jelly.
Apparently, the host of this podcast has now turned to being from a neutral person to a bullying son of a bitch. Look at him, followers. He is a mean person. He steps on the 1%. Let's put it
You
like
know what? I was talking about me being the Donald Trump here, but I think Skeeth may have taken that from me.
Oh Lord.
He is a mean person. Isn't that the situation though right now? Like no one can take a joke or no one can take a. Isn't that the
Yeah.
problem right now? Because
Yep.
I mean,
Welcome to 2015, the year where everybody gets offended by one little stupid thing. Like, did you guys see the South Park the South Park episode that came out on Wednesday?
no, I gotta check it out though.
No, here's the premise. It's insulting Donald Trump and Caitlyn Jenner. Trump is the president of Canada, and Caitlyn Jenner is his vice president. Mr. Garrison rapes and kills Trump, and then he runs for president. That's basically the premise. I thought it was funny because it's South Park. They always do something controversial. But everybody's getting so fucking offended just because it's insulting Donald Trump. So what? That guy... Nah, I'm not even going to get into it. But it's funny. I find it funny.
Do not take life too seriously. Nobody makes it out alive.
Exactly.
That is very true. You only
Exactly.
have, what, 80 years? We'll say the average is, what, 80, 85? So, I mean, you might
Yeah.
want to enjoy it, not
Unless
spend the
you're
whole
like
damn thing
those
fighting.
fucking-
You might want to just enjoy it, man. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the controversial cartoons because they're fucking funny. Even though the controversies are fucking funny, just enjoy your life. Don't worry about it on one little thing. Don't
And
worry
everybody-
about the presidential election.
These
worry about
console generations have been great. Okay, anybody who hasn't jumped and made the jump, anyone who's, whether you be on last gen Nintendo, whether you be on last gen PlayStation, whether you be on last gen Xbox, or whether you be on an older PC, make the jump to a newer PC. Make the jump to PlayStation 4. Make the jump to Xbox One. Make the jump to Wii U because you are going to enjoy any console you choose. Just make the jump if you haven't yet. If you're on the fence about it, trust me, there's plenty to play. There's plenty of games for everybody. In fact, I think this is one of the biggest varieties, when it comes to the PlayStation 4, when it comes to Xbox, when it comes to, the variety. This has been one of the best generations for variety.
Yes. So I'm not gonna throw any names because I don't want to attack any other channel out there. But don't take their word for it. They're just the pro channels that only go for certain console. Do the research yourself, and you'll find a variety of games are out there.
And if you're not ready to if you're going to be an ass, then make the jump off the nearest cliff.
Oh, come on. Okay, his thoughts are not reflected by everybody in this panel. That's the way he is.
Except me. Quit living under a rock. Get with the times.
Thoughts and views expressed by Hatchet's views, and are shared by a lot of motherfuckers, but not everybody on this panel.
Yeah. I can understand where he's coming from, though. I can understand where he's coming from and why he would say something like that. I just, I wouldn't go that far.
I'm coming from the seventh circle of hell, motherfucker.
So, any closing statements? Anything you guys want to say before we wrap it up?
Like, subscribe, follow Kickshaw Brothers on YouTube because they are totally awesome.
Everything is awesome.
That was a shameless plug.
If you guys like what you're seeing here, go check out their YouTube channel, check out the Mad Max review, check out the Until Dawn review. Personally, the Mad Max review is my favorite one so far because it's Tsunami fucking being dumb.
Tsunami's always fun, and come by. And check out more. You can come by and check out more of Zero's jelliness.
Yes.
My jelliness. Yeah, my jelliness.
And you know what? Even if you're lucky, or if I'm lucky, Zero will put up a video that shows how many times I save his ass in Destiny.
Okay.
I have that. I just remembered that.
Dude,
If you guys want to, Stop by my YouTube channel. You can see the picture. You can see a video of how many times Zero got killed when I tried to revive him.
Yeah, that was because of a glitch, and you just kept dropping me. See, this is the type of friends I have. This is what I have to deal with. You just kept dropping me, giving me deaths over and over, knowing that I couldn't get out of the situation, and he could have just let me respawn. No, he wanted to give me 20 deaths before I did that. So, yeah, that's what I have to deal with, you know. And Skeeth, I happen to remember one time or a couple times
One time. No, you
where
said
my
one.
where my hunter saved you many times in a Nightfall Strike because of his invisibility technique.
Oh, the standby perk. Okay. No, I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna. Bungie should have changed that. They should just call the bystanders thing.
Oh, the bystander. No, you mean the being able to go in invisible and get in between 10 enemies that are surrounding the dead guy.
Yeah, the bystander.
Well, Zero, I do recall that one time you did that, you got killed while you were invisible.
Ark.
It happens rarely.
Ark, do you want to know something?
What?
I just got it. I was like playing Destiny while we're doing this.
If you say you got another console like Frank, I'm gonna kick your ass.
No, I got the stag again from an exotic helmet drop, but now it's 290.
Go fuck yourself.
No, it's 290, but the one I got was 310. So
Get rid of that one.
to 290?
The 310.
No,
Fuck
get rid
you.
of the 310.
Fuck
Get rid of the
you.
glitched one, Axel. Come on now.
Fuck you.
Well, alrighty, guys. We're going to wrap this up. This has been Zero Inc. Definitely come check us out. Definitely like and subscribe if you like the content. This was a fantastic podcast. We all just gave our points. We didn't really attack anybody in particular. We tried to keep it as neutral as possible in terms of talking about the console war, but of course the console war is never neutral. So,
Brothers.
anyway, come check us out, guys. We definitely like to keep it gaming. And, yeah.
Tune in next. Is there going to be one next week?
Yeah, tune in next week. We'll get back to the actual game show itself. Tsunami is leading in that. 8:30 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. Alrighty, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Later.
Bye. Have a wonderful